Good afternoon. When I was growing up in my adolescent years, I didn't get along very well with my mother. My mother used to say things that would trigger me. One way or another, she just knows how to hit my trigger spots, and I used to get very irritated and retort with nasty words, nasty things. And we got into a lot of fights. I regret very much the things I've said. I think they were not called for. And I've forgiven my mom for what she has said, what she has done, because I don't think she knows how to, the best way to bring up children. Children come without any cause. Neither both my mother and father brought us up in a way that would be child abuse in today's bringing up of children. But that's the way we brought up, and I'm sure everybody at that during those years were brought up in the same way. But I love my parents. I love both my mom and my dad. For all the weaknesses that they have, I still love them very much because they loved us. They did their best for us. They sacrificed. I know they made huge sacrifices for us, and that is why it comes as a surprise to hear what Jesus says. I believe that if his mother had heard him say what he said, she would be very hurt. My name is Gerard, and what I try to do is I take a portion of the Gospels and I read it and try to make it applicable and understand what we can learn from it. And today's passage is from the book, according to Mark, chapter 3, verses 31 to 35. The mother and brothers of Jesus arrived, and standing outside sent in a message asking for Jesus. A crowd was sitting around him at the time the message was passed to him. Your mother and brothers and sisters are outside asking for you, he replied. And he replied, Who are my mother and my brothers? And looking around those sitting in a circle about him, he said, Here are my mother and my brothers. Anyone who does the will of God, that person is my brother and sister and mother. The gospel of the Lord. I have no doubt that Jesus had every right to say what he did, because what he meant was that he associated with those around him as family, first family, the mother and brothers, sisters. Now, whatever reason Jesus had to say it, I think if his mother had heard it, she would have been very, very sad. I can believe that if my mother has heard something, even though we don't get along, if I had said something like this to my mother, she would be very sad, and I'm sure most mothers. So I'm sure Jesus had. I don't yet know what reason Jesus had for saying what he did. But I think we shouldn't, this is one thing that we shouldn't follow what Jesus did. We shouldn't go around saying that these are my mother and brothers and sisters, maybe because siblings are different, but when it comes to your mother and your father, I think they love you very much, and it's not right to hurt them. And that is my thought for today. Have a good day.